Hello and welcome to the Order of the Perpetual Stew, home to all TTRPG content produced by Soup Dumpling Media. We're honored to have you at the table with us. The stories told at this table will include subjects that may not be suitable for all audiences, and as such, any content warnings will be posted in the description. Severe discretion is advised. Today's special is Echoes of the Forgotten, our D&D Legacy 5e audio drama, set in the homebrew world of Yustelia. Lovingly crafted by head chef Renegade Dumpling and sous chefs Emma Skinner, Anna Maeve, Ian Walls, Kay Purcell, and of course, Soup Bear. Settle in, folks. The main course is arriving.
Previously on Echoes of the Forgotten.
No peeking.
Flower petals. That's who that was.
This is so weird to anyone else.
I think perhaps we've gotten under their skin. They're coming here to destroy this place to stop us from reincarnating. To stop us from trying again. If we do get the staff and then we go after the generals, we have to have a contingency plan. Somebody has to be responsible for getting the staff away, just in case we start to fall.
I don't feel good about leaving any of you.
I mean, I think if we do die, for real, might as well be all together.
So, are you starting the evacuation tonight?
I will happily speak to those at the temple, for my part. Does anyone wish to go find the captain of the guard?
I will go to find the guard, but I should not be allowed to do the speaking. I am persuasive in a different sort of way.
I'll come with you.
Marin, do you mind if I come with you? The captain kind of scares me.
Not at all, you're very welcome.
The city's in more danger than we expected. The army that is approaching us is larger than what we've been told. I think it's moving faster. We need to begin the evacuation now.
Oh. Well, He rubs his face, smacks himself a little bit to wake himself up. Right. We were supposed to prepare for this contingency.
Have you not?
No, unfortunately. We thought we had more time. Change of plans, gentlemen. The evacuation is happening now. And there are a lot of discontented mutterings through all of these people who have just been woken up out of their sleep. But the captain snaps at them. You have a duty to Glimmerwood, as do they. And he gestures at you and Layne. They are doing their part and we must do ours. Move. Oh, Marin, Kai. I heard a ruckus. Are you alright?
Good evening, Father. We're sorry to wake you so suddenly. We are, not, in a word. There is danger afoot. The approaching forces are far closer, and we fear faster than is safe for the people of Glimmerwood. The Hands have elected to initiate evacuation now. We can't wait until tomorrow.
You see him pause for a moment and really consider what you are saying. You have always been a bright one, Marin. I trust what you are saying. I trust your judgment. We must begin rousing the acolytes. If the two of you would not mind in assisting, we will need everyone to be on high alert then, if they are closer than the mother has told us. But she will protect us, I'm sure.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, I am sure she will.
Marin, this is a Periton. It has no name. I had no time to give it one. I fear. What strange words coming from my mouth in these strange times. I fear we will not have time for the hands as 5 to return the staff. You have always been the one with the greatest tie to the Rift Mother. You have invoked her aid. I have seen it. If worse comes to worst, I would like you to take the Periton as far and as quickly away as possible with the staff. You can enlist the Rift Mother's help, as you have shown. It is fast. It is good at dodging aerial attacks. And I believe it will serve you well, should it come to this. But it will stay by my side until that time comes. I do not wish to alarm the others. I certainly do not wish to make you a bigger target. I have great faith in you.
You can see Marin in real time looking so quietly stricken and devastated as her tactical, strategic agreement that it is necessary for someone to take the staff if worst comes to worst fights with the thing she wishes to do least in the world, which is abandon any of you. And after a very long moment of weighing that, they nod and you are wise and you are right. And if necessary, I will do as you say. I hope so desperately to the Rift Mother and beyond that we never need to follow through on that. But thank you for seeing the things we are sometimes unable and unwilling to see.
Layne will nod and almost awkwardly pause, like Layne wants to say something. There are words there, you could feel them. And he swallows them.
When you all woke up this morning, you were expecting a party. And, well, this is decidedly a turn of events. But I promise when we get back, we're gonna have one hell of a party. Look, you're all scared. Me too. I can't think of a time I've gone out as one of the hands and not been scared. But at the end of the day, I always think about what I'm fighting for. And it's for all of you. I don't know what's gonna happen to us. But don't think you need us for the Rift to survive. We might be the hands of the Rift. You all, you're the heart. Don't let any stupid demon generals or false gods ever let you forget that.
A small group of people clogging up the flow of the evacuation stops to listen to you talk, and eventually it all kind of comes to a little bit of a standstill. And a small elderly woman with a child on her hip shuffles up to you, and she takes your hand gently and she goes, "Thank you for taking care of us. We pray that you return safely."
Isla, I think, heads to the very center of the temple. someplace safe, someplace where in a siege or if the city is overrun, someplace where the temple will probably still be standing. And she finds a corner kind of by herself and writes the names of each of her companions kind of there on the wall. So that in case this all goes south, in case we fail, somebody will see this sometime in the future. We won't be forgotten after all of this.
You do so. It's a relatively shaded corner, and I guess Layne's roommate sticks his head out of the wall opposite where you are writing, and he goes,
That's nice. I should like to see you all return. It would be lonely without my roommate, I think.
If we don't, try to move on. Find another city or something.
Oh. I'll wait for you.
he sinks away to the wall.
And Aster, on her own, fully prepared, still wringing her staff in her hands, finds herself in the same debriefing room that you all were brought to earlier, in front of the statue of the Rift Mother. Its eyes dark, and the room's actually pretty cold. And she goes, "Why us? And what comes after?" And she waits a long time, hoping that the eyes of the statue will flare to life, and that she'll get some kind of answer. But it doesn't come, so she turns around. She walks out, and she shuts the door, and goes to rejoin the rest of you.
A decent enough steed and a cart has been procured, and although you are all going against the flow of traffic, this is probably the fastest you've ever moved. People are parting to the side to make sure, number one, they don't get trampled by you, and number two, so that they can, even if it is not in the way that they were hoping, see their heroes off. You feel the tangle of energy, like, in your core, as if you have just done several tumbles through the air. But you all otherwise land safely.
You make your way through what should be guard-riddled streets, given your previous experiences, but doors are left open. Banners flap lazily in the breeze. There is not a single soul in sight. You make your way up the hill, through the gates embedded in the inner ring of walls, and practically stroll right into the sanctuary of the First Star. It has never been this easy. And then you see why. Sitting on an empty pedestal is a singular piece of paper that reads, "Aw, sorry we missed you this time. But don't worry, we'll take good care of Glimmerwood and your goddess. See you next time."
Marin, what are you doing? We can't just... I mean, we can't just run there. We have to regroup, have a plan, go together, do something.
Marin is like fully trying to, push past you and continue onwards. No, we have to go back. There has to be something. She has to do something. She loves us. She loves them. This can't be... Kai, there has to be something we can do. Kai.
I can only think of one thing. If you had to ask her one question, what would it be? And Kai is going to burn a 5th level spell for Commune and try to contact their deity.
Marin's hands are just still like she's on your shoulders, and she's still kind of trying to run futilely. Just What do we do? What do we do?
Have they reached Glimmerwood yet?
There is a almost blanket of cool air that envelops the two of you, and you hear a soft
No.
Have the people evacuated?
Yes.
And the third question, is there still hope?
There is a long pause, and then a softer
Always.
Oh, come on. Now's not the time to be growing a conscience or a backbone. Don't go chickening out. Don't even worry about me. Just carry out your orders like you've always done. Wretched, traitorous beasts. No sense they've been tricked, no sense of dangers that lie in our fields like the snakes they are. Undeserving of our mother's grace, squandering her gifts. Captain? Everything's fine. They went for it. It's time to go. Well, shit. Of all the showy-ass places for her to have a temple, she really had to put it in that tree. Speak no ill of my mother, you son-baked rat. She'll destroy you, no matter how many champions it takes. Well then, may we be her last. The smashing of windows has ceased. Plans of escape, of freedom and forgetting have fallen to the wayside. The cool wind of your communion with Halith lingers before fading away, leaving Kay and Marin to the warm, somewhat stale air of the Runeweave. She said there was still time, promised there was still hope. But whether you choose to pursue that hope is up to you.
I think Layne, being somewhere in the middle of all of this, between the portal and the sanctuary, would want to try to regroup with everybody. And so Layne would have dove in towards the portal, assuming that's where Marin and Kay ran off to, and finding them there, got off the Periton, and then probably sent the Periton back to the sanctuary. I've got a mile of telepathic range of this Periton. And if it can carry, 400 pounds of Layne plus 60-something pounds of plate armor, it can carry Aster and Isla back. And so I would have sent it back to them. I would prefer the Periton let them ride, and if there wasn't enough space, yeah, it has arms. It's very strong.
Marin had initially taken off, running full tilt for the portal, heedless of being followed or not, and Kay had followed them, and then they had this... Kay specifically, not Marin, I believe, communing with Halith, though I was listening in, as it were. And we got the message from the Rift Mother that there may still be some form of hope, which, as Layne approaches, Marin is still kind of, holding on to Kay essentially for support to keep standing. And I think you would see as you swoop down to us that Marin starts straightening themselves up and kind of getting their spine back in alignment and getting back and ready to move, and is roughly kind of wiping at her face to wipe away tears.
Kay is, at this moment, I think, doing his absolute best, level best, to try and keep a smile on his face. At least for Marin. He'll nod and say, well, I suppose there's only one way to go now.
Yes, Layne. Hello, where are the others? Do we need to...
My hope is that they will be joining us shortly.
All right.
You see him bestride the Peryton, slide off, and just kind of gesture with almost a good falconer's point towards the sanctuary as the Peryton takes off. And you don't normally see worry in Layne's eyes. If you glance at him momentarily, you might catch a hint of it. But he is also aware of how he looks, and so he will very quickly turn away.
Marin, continuing to dust themselves off and put themselves back in this shell, essentially, is now staring back towards the village that we came through, the desolate village. And are we reasonably close? Did Kai and I and now Layne manage to get back reasonably close to the portal?
It's in the middle of the settlement, so you can see it essentially down the street from you, pulsing and glowing.
Got it. Yeah, they start preparing to give Kai's shoulder just a squeeze and start preparing to, as soon as Isla and Aster are back, to make it that direction with all haste. She's holding herself back from continuing to run, but we have a plan now, and that's what we need.
Aster and Isla, the two of you have been sitting in the inner sanctum, still a little bit catatonic in the eerie silence now that the crash of breaking windows has stopped. Not a moment later, the Peryton comes swooping back in, wings spread and chest puffed out. This deer-headed bird stares down at the two of you expectantly, like it didn't think you would give up so easily.
Isla, at this point, is laying on the floor of the sanctum, just kind of arms out to her side, staring up at the ceiling. She lifts her head up a little bit as Peryton lands, and then, head falling back down against the stone, looks over towards Aster. We could still get out of here. If this is our last life, if this is our last chance, we could still make something of it.
Aster has just been sitting, elbows on knees, kind of staring off, and looks at that. So, Isla, what are you going to make of it if we don't go do this?
I knew you were going to say that. You want front or back?
Coin toss?
Just out of nowhere, a coin, and flips it. Whichever way it ends up, she'll climb onto Peryton and I guess rejoin the others.
Aster will take a minute to pat his shoulder and then climb up.
So you both climb up onto the back of this giant, terrifying deer bird, and it turns around to look at you, tilting its head and eyeing the both of you as if to ask, "All set?" before taking off through the broken window and booking it back towards the ruined and desecrated town you had all initially landed in.
Plate armor central.
I know.
Everyone in plate armor just took off.
We could hear where you were from the inner sanctum. We knew you were waiting.
So it takes a little bit before the Peryton lands with Isla and Aster on its back.
As the Peryton strides up, Layne will place a hand on its forehead, just like very gingerly giving it pats. It wants the Peryton to feel like it is appreciated.
You can make an animal handling check if you want to. That is your animal to handle.
Sure, why not? Animal handling is no bonus. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, that's a 5.
We get bucked off.
You wanted it to know that it did a good job, and you are, but in the most Layne way, by awkwardly patting it on the snout like someone trying to comfort their friend from afar with a broom.
I'm just patting it in the face.
Yeah.
And it probably feels a little bit strangely about that.
If a bird could be chuffed, the bird is chuffed.
Oh, I've chuffed the bird. Dang it.
But it lowers itself to the ground to let the two of you dismount safely.
Aster slides off, looks towards the portal, looks towards everyone else, just shrugs a shoulder.
We don't know where they are, so I don't have a plan for you all. But I guess we run straight in like we normally do.
I also normally die.
Yeah, well, sneaking isn't really... There's no point to it. They knew we were coming, they set this trap for us. We did everything exactly as they expected. It's no wonder that wizard was just watching us. We saw them.
Well, we know where they're going to be. And they surely know we're coming, so if nothing else, that's an even footing. The problem is, of course, that they're coming for our home, but the benefit is that they're coming for our home. We're not in theirs anymore.
So we'll make a last stand. Again. And for the last time, probably. If we lose.
Let's try not to.
Well, all of these deaths and failed missions and the life that we found in between, it has been an honor.
We do go out this time, for real. Well, wouldn't have it any other way than with you guys.
Who's ready to die? And Isla will stride through the portal.
Kai will raise his hand and say, Oh, that was a rhetorical question. Right. And he's going to follow you.
Let's just get this over with. Aster follows.
Marin left is thinking about when they woke up from the last death, a very similar moment of all of us going one by one to whatever comes next, and is looking over at Layne, the first to wake, kind of with an expression of, you first or me?
Marin, as always, I'm happy to bring up the rear.
They will actually quite genuinely smile at that for the first time today and give you a little nod and walk slowly through the portal.
And Layne will follow, with Periton in tow. So technically the Periton's bringing up the rear.
You walk through the portal, one after the other, feeling the familiar flip and pull of the weave of magic. But as you exit the other side to get your bearings, you realize this isn't the same portal you initially left through. It doesn't spit you out in the forest at the edge of the city limits, but rather at the edge of a farmer's field, somewhere closer in. Somewhere in the distance, carried on the wind, you can hear the sounds of battle. Clashing metal, arrows being shot, explosions of magic and fire. There are columns of smoke already starting to rise from other surrounding fields on the opposite side of the city, as well as in Glimmerwood itself.
The city was supposed to have been evacuated. Who or what are they fighting?
Were they too slow?
Real quick, over the table, they're engaged with Glimmerwood soldiers, not civilians.
Layne nods and silently, even in the heat of battle, has decided, well, if this is a last stand, I'm going to be the scariest I can be, and will activate the Helm of Terror that Aster picked up for him, that simply as an action causes his eyes to glow red. And clenching a fist until his nails carve channels of blood across his palm, he whispers to himself, Mother Goddess, I bring you another hunt. And with that, he unsheathes Judgment of the Rift, his dwarven thrower hammer, and is going to simply start marching off towards the sound of battle, because that is what Layne understands. He only understands the fray, and that he needs to be part of it.
Well, we should probably pick a target rather than just the flank of the entire army.
Layne will stop and turn, and agreed. I will follow your lead.
The guards can handle the normal soldiers. We should go after the generals.
Marin, watching Isla speak, is remembering the spirits that you spoke to before that told us about the generals, and is mumbling under her breath, is remembering the wording that you got from that of 1, taunts from the sky, 2, barrel through obstacles, and 2, I believe it was disappear and reappear at will. And is muttering that info as we're looking for the best place, and we'll turn to Isla and under their breath. You said the spirit told you 2 of the generals vanish, disappear, reappear, are hidden, almost like you are in battle?
It would seem that way, yeah. And then one of them from the sky, the one with the petals, remember?
Yes. Oh, I do remember. I wish I didn't. The ones that vanish, I don't know how that could be necessarily, but I may have a spell for that, and I know that you are good at analyzing the battlefield better than any of us. May I cast upon you?
Certainly.
Marin will make a little motion in front of Isla's eyes and cast True Seeing at 6th level, which is True Sight, secret doors hidden by magic, and the ability to see into the ethereal plane to 120 feet. So,
awesome.
If that helps us.
That is in addition to my blind sight. So I should be
Nice.
pretty well set.
Yep. That is incredible.
Nothing goes over my head. I am too fast.
If Isla doesn't see it, it doesn't exist.
Speaking of over our heads, we don't have a recourse for the general in the sky. We should try and stay hidden, undercover, stay out of sight best we can. Layne, you are, as always, a shining torch. Which can be good for intimidation, but catch a reflection off your plate armor now and you could be struck down from above without even seeing the general.
If we know the general in the sky is near, I can give us a recourse.
Marin is nodding at that. As we discussed before, those of us in particularly shiny armor are, well, at best I will try to stay away from the 2 of you, and she motions to Isla and Aster, so that if something hits me, it at least hopefully doesn't hit you as well. And I will start looking around for, do we see anywhere beyond this that signs of battle, smoke, or such are extending out further into the center?
You mean like if they're proceeding towards the center of the city? Make a perception check.
Aster will see you starting to look around, put a hand on your shoulder. Guidance.
Ooh. Would you like to roll the guidance, or should I?
Oh, you can. It's your D4.
Delightful. That is, on a natural 20, a 29.
God damn. Y'all?
It's my D20 that has the moon on it, too, which feels fitting.
So years of living in and serving Glimmerwood has imparted upon you all a wealth of knowledge about how to best protect it. You know these streets like the very veins in your body, and as such, you can tell that they haven't gotten to the heart of the city, the temple, yet. But it does appear that they are slowly proceeding that way.
My thought is that we move around, cut them off.
We know the streets best. I think that's a solid plan. We could set a trap. Some of us stay hidden, draw out a general, attack them. We've never beaten them head on. But if we can trick them, surprise them, we might be able to.
Yes. That is an excellent plan.
Things start looking bad. Everyone get close to me.
I will nod and start maneuvering us on a direction a little bit parallel to that route that is proceeding into the city, so that we can try to, probably most likely with Isla's navigation, I would guess, but so we can try to swoop around and cut off the procession.
Yeah, Isla would try to get them close and then kind of split off to come at this impending fight from a slightly different angle.
Alright. Stealth checks.
Yeah, one
Plate
more
armor
plate
group.
armor stealth check for old time's sake.
Hand on Layne's shoulder. Guidance.
Guidance for
Guidance
Layne.
for Layne.
And plate armor pals.
And now it's time for the collective disadvantage. Not for everyone, just 3 of us.
I have advantage. Thank you very much.
That's a whopping 6.
Oh, jeez.
With a +2 to stealth, that's a 4.
Oh. Oh no.
Coming in with the highest we have yet, which is a 9.
This is going really well, guys.
Oh. with a roll of 8, a guidance roll of 2 and a -1 modifier. That was also a 9.
I hope we're averaging that. That's a 35 for Isla.
So are we just doing Kronk and doing our own theme music?
In my heart, yes.
Yes!
One of these rolls is not like the others.
Trying to pull the curve up.
Nope.
Mine rolled very well
My
for
extra
me.
life dice was like, no extra life for you.
So, Isla is doing the best she can to direct you as you make your way through the streets, and it is helping a little bit, but you get the feeling that if the enemy did have you in their sights, it would appear much like a toddler trying to smuggle a cat under their shirt, but the outline is very clearly visible, and there's at least one paw and maybe also a tail sticking out. But nonetheless, you manage to scoot your way through the streets and find a courtyard closer to the center of the city that they have not seemed to reach yet.
I think as we're going, Kai hears a little tap in his mind of, I think this is going well.
In keeping with our stealth rolls, I think Kai hears that in his head. He's like, ha! Oh! Ha! Oh! Yes! Shoot! Is going to telepathically say back, yes, I agree.
There's a beat. It was going well.
For all the horrors spun from this plane, who knew she was capable of creating something so innocent?
Children are children are children. Circumstances of birth do not matter. All that matters is what you choose to do with the life you're given. Okay. Alright. That's all said. Everybody remember their roles?
Get the ritual going.
And don't let anyone stop us. Including
you.
Including me. You know, for all of the shit we've endured, I'm grateful, truly, to have known you all. It is the emptiest you've ever seen this particular courtyard. Being so close to the temple means that it's normally a space bustling with small food and goods vendors or the occasional performer, but always full of life and liveliness. But now, as you arrive, it's as deserted and lifeless as that ghost town. Fallen leaves litter cobblestone pathways, and shriveled vines desperately cling to the columns, short bushes, and low railings that comprise the colonnade.
Yeah, I think the plan is a trap, as in some of the party out in the open to challenge a general, to get them out in the open, and then I and whoever else is successfully hiding, trying to attack them by surprise from a different angle, try and catch them off guard.
So I have 2 spells, both of which would be equally useful, but I think I'm gonna be like trying to be out of sight, hidden, and preparing to cast, because if we get a flying general, that's very different from an on the ground general. But I would like to not be bait.
If you want to take the Parrington with you, it rolled a 13 on stealth.
The average is rising, I guess.
It's that
How is the bird better than the people?
Did nobody roll half of my stealth roll?
I think if you added up all of our stealth checks, it's still measurably less than half of your stealth.
So who is volunteering to be bait?
Not me.
And the rest of you are going to attempt to hide.
We get to reroll stealth.
To
And you have to hide in 3 separate locations.
hide in 3 separate locations. I would like to be within 30 feet of Kai and Marin just to make sure they both get the overall +10 to any saving throws they have to make, and the immunity to being frightened.
I would actually like to be near Layne, just in case we encounter Flying General.
That's fair. Is there a space where I could stand and be 30 feet from everybody? Probably not without being the bait.
I would like to be in touch range to you.
Oh.
Or at least able to move within 30 feet, because I would need to move to get to you, too.
That's true. I could always up and fly at them anyway, but I'm not a very fast flyer.
So, basically, above table, I have a fly spell that I can slap on someone who wants to go bonk a general. The idea was Layne, but if someone else, like if you have a fly speed and you just want, like...
I have a fly speed equal to my movement speed, and so it will... Yeah, so it might be better for Kai or for Marin or for Isla.
Yeah, who would want to...
Not the Periton. Don't put it on the Periton.
The Periton is the main character, I think.
Obviously.
Of course.
I'll be starting the fight from a distance at least, so if somebody else wants to fly. If anybody needs to get up close.
If it's not the Flying General, I've got another thing. But who would want a fly speed to go bonk a general? Or are we just not into that idea and I should do something else? Because I'm also fine with that.
I'll take a fly speed.
Alright. So I will be trying to hide near enough to you where I can, like, pop out and tag if need be.
I feel like if we're trying to draw them to us, Kai is just gonna make as much noise as possible. Kai is gonna come in with a come out and face us, you cowards! We will stop you, for we are the heroes of Glimmerwood!
Make a performance check for me.
Kai is not terribly confident. That's a 14.
That's not terrible.
Kai did talk about going into the theater after this.
The theater. This is Kai using his projection skills.
So you project your voice out of this space, beating on your shield with your sword, and generally making a whole ruckus. The noise in your words echo down the alleyways and streets ahead of you, hoping to goad someone into coming to fight you specifically in this courtyard. Everyone else, please make your stealth rolls, including the deer bird if the deer bird is hiding.
The deer bird got a natural 20.
Of all the things to roll a natural 20 on a stealth check, you had to make it your deer bird?
I got a 7.
Should I be hiding behind the deer bird? Because that was another nat, too. This is going into dice jail.
That is a 32 for Isla. Just as a reminder, the lowest Isla can roll on stealth is 27.
Isla has practically vanished from existence into these bushes. She's gone.
As everybody else just vanishes and we are left, quote-unquote, alone in the square, Marin just kind of leans into Kai's space and goes, It's kind of nice, Kai, to not have to worry about hiding for once. This is... I feel good not having to try and fail with the plate armor. This feels good.
Yeah, you know, this plate armor has been far more trouble than it's been worth in every conceivable scenario we've walked into. But right here and now, no one can beat through our armor!
Meanwhile, Aster is in this ivy, pressed against the pillar, but has, like, you know, the nervous shuffle, and is just crunching leaves every move. So with a 4, it's just like... movement, sound. I think she's being real stealthy.
Yeah, the Periton has practically become another stone fixture along this little wall next to Layne. What is Layne doing?
Layne thinks he's hiding behind the pillar, but he's too wide to hide behind the pillar properly. And so even though he can't see past the wall, anybody on the other side of the wall can see Layne.
Yeah, the Periton's given you bombastic side-eye for your inability to hide.
I'm not going to notice with my no bonus to perception, so...
After Kai's call out and your various attempts to hide yourselves, there is a long pause. Only the distant sounds of magic being slung and clashes of metal can be heard. But the silence is swiftly broken by a soldier of Glimmerwood, distinguishable only by their pale yellow tabard, who comes flying through the air as if struck with great force. They roll down the stairs with several heavy thunks, and you can see now there is a massive dent in their chest plate. I need everyone, please, to roll for initiative.
Just debating which of these dice I trust.
Did you choose poorly? Okay.
It's a different dice and it's still a natural 2!
Oh no!
This is why Aster has night terrors.
What's funny is it's a +2, so it's still a 4. Everything I have rolled thus far has been a 4.
Consistency.
Consistency, a nat 2, bring it to 4.
I can do math. I'm sure I can do math.
Oh, 4.
Some of these are double digits. Some of these are double digits. That's better.
This is going so well.
Better.
Okay.
No, the Barrington.
He was doing so well.
Too well hidden.
Oh, Periton.
Barrington the platypus.
That was a 15. Yes, I got a 13.
I guess I'm not going to be attacking a surprised creature.
If I may ask, what is Layne's dex?
+1.
All right. Got it. I am a what? I'm a +4, I believe. Cool.
Okie dokie. Oops. I still need to roll. Where the fuck did my d20 go? Oh. It's in the salt.
I have salt and rosemary on the side of my desk because my dice are cursed. So it's a way to uncurse them.
Respect.
Oh, no.
Respect.
That's bad.
So after watching the crumpled body of one of the Glimmerwood soldiers fly through the air and hit the pavement like a sad tin can, a rush of other soldiers begins to flood the courtyard. A sea of pale yellow and dark iron is swiftly followed by a wave of burnt orange and a mishmash of leather, metal, and cloth. So people are pressing in. Did any of you have held actions, or were you strictly holding actions for if a general appeared?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a general.
I was just trying to hide.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a general.
Alright, so the Dawnlight soldiers don't seem to be attacking outright. Most, if not all, have blades drawn or spells at the ready, but it seems like they're just blocking exits. Layne, what are you doing?
I have Judgment of the Rift in my hand, and I am holding an action for an enemy to pass through the gate I'm currently to the side of.
To do what with?
I'm going to whack him with my hammer.
Okay, that's simple. Alright. You're gonna hold your action to whack somebody, an enemy, if they come through the gate.
Yes.
Marin, you are in the center being bait when you see these people start to pour in from the streets. What are you doing?
To clarify, they're not fighting are they fighting each other currently as well, or?
They're advancing on the guard, like these guys who have poured in as kind of a blockade. The enemies don't seem to be attacking them outright. It seems like they're trying maybe to corral them.
Corral them here towards us?
Make an insight check.
I would love to. That was a lot better than I thought that roll might be, despite being a wisdom caster. Oh, I forgot what my insight modifier is. That's 28.
Oh my goodness.
Forgot about the plus 12 to insight. You know, the general worry about mortality. I forgot I know people. Marin is clearly flicking through a couple different spell options in their hand and notices the corralling and is trying to, after all of our discussion of spreading out, people being moved towards us feels very bad. So I'm trying to see what the plan is there, what they're attempting to do.
You said a 28? Okay. With a 28, you are reaching into your knowledge of strategizing and of battle and all of the times that you've had to outwit your enemies. This is definitely wrong. They are definitely planning something because they're not fighting back unless it seems one of the soldiers from Glimmerwood engages with them. And they are all attempting to press the defending forces towards a central point, it seems like. Somewhere out of the way.
Ooh, somewhere out of the way. All right. Marin, over the telepathic bond, I think everyone can hear almost stream of consciousness, Marin starting to recite all of that analysis, breaking down very quickly that they're moving towards here, they're moving towards a central point. That seems quite bad. And in order to keep with the bait plan, but avoid us getting trapped in the center if they're coming to this circle, Marin is going to start moving, I think, this direction. I think towards the right, and is going to start moving this way, trying to still stay super visible, not break the cover of either of these two to my sides, but spread out, honestly, towards this soldier in the corner, if anything, and is preparing to cast a cantrip the first time that somebody moves to outright attack.
Okay. So you're holding your action. Which cantrip?
People have been fighting. Let's say Toll the Dead.
Okay. So you are getting up to about there and holding a Toll the Dead should someone move to attack from the enemy forces.
Yes. I'm trying to still also stay. I'm not trying to completely, back off from and abandon Kai. I would still love to be bait very, very much, but I would also not like to be surrounded by all the forces here in the center, if that's what they're coming to do.
Okay.
And I convey that. I tell everyone this telepathically.
All right. Speaking of Kai, what is Kai doing?
Yeah, I think Kai at this moment... So, people are getting corralled. It seems like they're trying to corral them through the archway at the top.
That seems to be where the majority of them are coming from, but there is also these two Glimmerwood soldiers to the side and this enemy coming from an offshoot as well.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna move up as close as I can to the... You know what? I'll dash. I want to get sort of in this archway. If we're a distraction and a lot of people seem to be coming from this way, I want them to have to pass me to get to this central area.
Okay. As you move up, you do see at least this person beginning to eye you as you advance. You don't have anything you can hold, though, do you, since you action to dash?
Yeah. You know what? If I'm dashing, I might as well. I have the movement to get here, so if that guy wants to move, I can at least take a reaction.
You can definitely see that they are looking at you now, and looking back at them, it's very clear that they are dressed in the same burnt orange uniform of the enemy. They look probably like your age, maybe? But they're not showing any signs of being afraid of you or backing down. They're just staring you in the eye and keeping a hand on their sword.
And Kai is trying his best not to show any signs of being afraid as well.
Okay. Is that all you want to do for your turn?
Yeah, that'll be my full action dash. Let me bonus action proc my holy weapon as I draw out the sword that has a sick-ass name that I forgot. It's on this sheet.
It is. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
It's a Holy Avenger, but it has some cool name. Might of Haleth! That's it! Guy draws the Might of Haleth, and as they fire off this holy weapon spell, it begins to glow with radiant light as they channel their faith in Haleth.
Alright. For funsies, give me an intimidation roll.
Absolutely. That's gonna be a dirty 20.
That's pretty good, actually. So you produce the Might of Haleth, glowing with a moon-like radiance, and you see the soldiers in front of you starting to eye you nervously. They're visibly frightened, but not backing down, because I think they know if they retreat, they'll never be able to get back to where they are now. As this stare down is happening, a few Glimmerwood soldiers rally up behind you. At this point, everyone is holding their ground, and the air is tense with the feeling of, all right, who's gonna punch who in the face first? Many have swords at the ready, but there seems to be injuries on both sides. Isla, what are you doing?
I am holding for a general. So I have my short bow drawn. I'm just hiding in the dark, waiting. She's watching where the soldiers are coming from, but also the sky. Just trying to catch a glimpse of somebody who is a high-value target. Because Isla doesn't think we're going to survive this. She doesn't think we're going to win this. But if we can bring down even one of the generals, that makes the job easier for someone else.
Okay. Now it is Aster's turn. Aster, crunching on leaves in the corner.
Aster is hearing, they're hurting people, they're getting everyone together, and her mind starts spinning, and she looks around kind of wide-eyed and shakes her head and shoots out telepathically to everyone, like, if they're hurting us, get to me. And she is, what she thinks, stepping out, revealing herself, but, it's not that big a reveal. She has the Staff of Power in hand and is going to, step out, look to this already intimidated guy, and give him just a glare with her teeth gritted. And then is going to Marin, holding a spell and just watching.
What spell are you holding?
I am holding... Let me make sure I get the right name. Not that one, although that one's also cool. Globe of Invulnerability. So when I say get near me...
Oh.
But staff in hand, one hand out, and you can just see the magic crackling in it.
Okay. Is that all for your turn?
Very good. That was all I had, unless you'd let me make an intimidation check on that guy, who is already slightly intimidated.
Yeah, he's already scared.
Okay.
If you want to, you can try and intimidate one of these guys, or like this guy.
Let's see. I figure one of the two kind of at the top. Well, that's not a great roll, but it's still a dirty 20.
How is that not a great roll?
Because I have a plus 12.
Oh. Okay.
Someday I'll roll double digits. It'll be great.
Despite rolling an 18, that guy is also now mildly afraid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she just leapt out of nowhere. She was completely hidden.
Yeah, that was a little scary, all things considered, because they were very focused on corralling these soldiers down the way into the courtyard, and you essentially went, ah! And you went, ah! What the fuck?
And then just walked away. Like, didn't cast anything. This was like, glare, walk away.
I know. Under their breath, you can hear them go, what the fuck is wrong with this city?
It's been a stressful day in Glimmerwood.
What is the Peryton doing?
Layne is impressed by how the Peryton has managed to hide itself. And so I have instructed the Peryton to continue hiding, wait until something gets within melee range, and then use its multi-attack.
Do you have the stat block for the Peryton open?
Yes, I'm looking at it.
Okay, he is your responsibility.
Sounds good.
So, unfortunately, both of those guys cannot move forward. The rest of them... That guy's gonna stay where he is, actually. They're all gonna stay where they are, because the ones that are scared can't move towards you. But they also don't want to move away from you. And they're all still holding their swords, and one more appears in this area over here, another offshoot street from where they were seemingly coming from. I have lost track of Marin. There you are. It's your turn.
Yes, down here in the blue. Marin is getting steadily more nervous about the fact that nobody has started to attack us yet. That feels very bad indeed. Is going to I think still holding, I would love to scan as Isla has been and see if there's anything that I'm missing, if there's anyone coming or already here that I am not aware of. Because or anything strange about the space that might be about to transform. Because I am very nervous that we've missed something.
If you're looking for something that's about to transform, that would be Arcana, but otherwise looking around to see if you missed something, make a perception check while I search for this D4 so it doesn't stab me.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a lost D4.
I feel that so much. I am much better at perception, but I'm more concerned about Arcana, so I'm going to give Arcana a go. Why not? I should not have done that. It's alright, I wouldn't have been good for perception either. That is a 3. Beautiful 3. The nerves are once again getting to Marin more than they ever have before. She will keep scanning and keep holding this cantrip. There are other spells much higher that they would like to use, but they don't know exactly what they're facing down yet. I think Aster can see Marin kind of skittishly looking around more and more and staring down at the ground, wondering if something is about to change. So I'll just keep holding.
So you are looking around, you're looking for anything that is about to change. The enemy soldiers seem to have taken notice of you getting more and more skittish and are preparing their weapons like they are preparing for you to attack them. But in the nerve of everything that is happening, you can't sense the weave of magic the way you could normally, or the way you've done previously with Aster. It's just silent. And you are continuing to hold your action. Layne, you staying where you are?
I am, but I have a question. Are the enemy soldiers frightened of us, like the frightened condition?
These two, this guy and this guy, would be considered frightened of Kai and Aster specifically. Because they can't see you.
That's true, I'm still hiding. So well. I would like to bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, okay. That is the one that is transparent and technically its own agent, yes?
I control it, but it acts my initiative.
Okay.
Sweet. I can cast it within 60 feet of myself, so I'm going to put it over here.
Oh, jeez.
When I cast this spell, I could make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. So I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, burn that second level spell slot. And behind the head of this enemy soldier materializes a hammer basically identical to the one I'm holding in my hand, but ghostly and translucent. Layne, over the telepathic communication, will say, "I will not be contained." And will make a melee spell attack against this enemy soldier. That's going to be 23 to hit.
Oh, okay. You hit. Roll damage.
Yep. They take force damage equal to 1d8 plus my spell ability modifier. That is 10 points of force damage.
So you summon this translucent hammer pulsing with a radiant light over this soldier, and there's a sickening crack as it comes down on his head. You watch him stagger and fall to one knee, clutching his head in pain. It doesn't take him out, but you do see that he is now bleeding from a head wound, and he is visibly pissed.
In that case, that was my bonus action. I'm going to use my action to hold an attack until someone shows open hostility. That's an enemy, not me.
I think being pissed that you whacked him over the head is showing open hostility.
Yeah, I'll hold my action until one of the enemy soldiers advances. Let's say that.
Okay. Isla, you've got special eyes right now, yes?
I have all of the eyes, yes. I have true sight and blind sight and dark vision and all of that.
Biblically accurate.
Terrifying. From your place in the bushes, make a perception check for me real quick with advantage.
Absolutely.
because you have all of the eyes.
Is it with advantage?
Yeah.
That is a 26. I have a plus 13, so.
Okay. So despite the fact that you are pressed into the ivy in this section of the courtyard over here, you can still perceive things much better than the folks that don't have a bunch of leaves in their face. There is, in the sky, not too far off from you folks, maybe a couple streets away, that same burnt orange colored speck in the direction of the temple.
Can I tell where that individual's attention is? Is it towards the temple? Are they looking in this direction?
The way that they are positioned right now, it looks as though they are watching you all and watching what is happening. What did you get on your stealth again? Like upwards of 25, probably?
The last one was 32. I can roll again if you would like.
No, you're all good.
I can't roll below a 27.
Oh, then that doesn't even matter. Okay.
Because of reliable talent. So.
So cool. So scary.
I mean, you do have to roll to see if you nat 20 it, and you just exit into another dimension.
So you can tell that they are looking at this courtyard, almost like surveying what's going on. They can't see you. They can, however, see the rest of your party.
Isla always knew everybody else was team bait. No matter who was trying to hide, Isla knew everybody else was team bait.
Yeah, they can't see you. They can even see the Periton. But they're seemingly scanning the courtyard, watching what's happening. And you see them flinch a little bit when one of the soldiers gets hit by the giant spectral hammer.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I have telepathy as well, right?
You all have telepathy.
Yes.
Eternal group chat privileges.
Yeah, so you'll hear Isla in your head suddenly. I found one of the generals. It looks like every time we hit a soldier, they react. So I think it's time to start making a mess. And I will hold my action, keeping my eyes on that general. Until she gets within, what is this? A short bow, that's what, 60 feet?
Short bow, I think it is. Let me double check. Short bow. It's 80 feet regular or 320 at disadvantage, I believe.
Okay, I do not want to do disadvantage. I could have advantage and cancel it out. How far is that person from us right now?
Probably about over here at 180. So if you want to take the shot at them...
Actually, I'll wait. I will hold my action until they're within 80 feet.
Okay. Kai, you are intimidating the shit out of this particular guy right here. But he does not seem inclined to hit you quite yet. What are you doing?
Upon the message from the party, or the message that went out to the party, that one of these bosses is feeling things or reacting when we hit an enemy, I'll say, "Oh, so it would hurt them if I did this?" And I'll roll to hit the guy right in front of me.
Go for it.
That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Good fucking god. Alright, roll your damage.
For reference, that's a 2 on the die. And this guy wouldn't happen to be a fiend, would he?
No, as far as you can tell, these are all humanoids.
So this hit is gonna do 18 damage plus 2d8 from my holy weapon. So another 8 damage, and I'll third level smite.
This poor foot soldier. This man doesn't even have a name.
That's gonna be, third level is 4d8.
My appreciation for paladins is just growing in my chest by the minute.
And that's another 14 damage on the
God.
first strike.
Oh, wait, what is the total damage for the first strike?
Yeah. So first hit was 18, and then 8, and then 14.
that'd be 40 even.
40 points of damage.
Okay. All right.
How's he doing? Is he still up?
He's still up. You watched him try and pull his weapon to try and deflect the blow, but you smack him right in the side, and he not crumples in half, but he does take the hit very hard.
Oh, poor
he
guy.
is profusely bleeding, and he is starting to cough up blood. And now he's even more afraid of you? He's not sure at this point. You can see the look in his eye. He's not sure that he will survive this. And that was your first hit, you said?
Yeah, I was about to say, he's got a second attack, so...
Okay.
That was the first attack.
Uh-huh.
Second attack, that's a 30 to hit.
Okay.
So we are looking at 17 slashing damage, plus the holy weapon is going to be 3 radiant damage, and what the heck? Let's burn another 3rd level smite for 18 damage.
That was all of the health that this man had left. So you come in with your first swing directly into his side. You crumple him over the blade essentially one way, pull it out, swing it back over again, and he has no time to even react because with both of the blows he crumples into a lifeless heap next to this soldier right here. This guy is dead.
That false confidence that Kai was projecting in his voice previously drops as he bellows at the top of his lungs. Who's next?
Okay. Do you want to move or anything? Do you have any bonus actions you want to do?
You know, I will move. Let's get into melee with these two bad boys. Bonus actions? I don't think... No, those are concentration. No, nothing for my bonus action.
Okay. So the soldiers, seemingly emboldened by Kai's display of mercilessness, start to look around, pull out their swords, and they are going to attack their respective people, except for those 2 guys who are down there. We gotta move them up into the fray. So they're going to attempt to hit this one, because that is the only one in range now that Kai is not also bearing down upon. This one is going to scoot over here to help the spiritual hammer take this guy out. If they can hit, we will see. Despite his enthusiasm and being emboldened to strike out against the soldiers that were pressing them into this courtyard, specifically this guy over here, he raises his weapon as if to strike, and the enemy soldier already has their weapon out to deflect, as if anticipating this. The other 2, it seems the same thing also happens. They're really excited that Kai took one of them out. They are not having the same luck that Kai had. Aster, what are you doing?
First, gonna send back through the telepathic bond, but also kind of watching as best she can. It's gonna go, is he controlling them?
I have no idea. It's just flinching every time they get hit.
Is gonna drop the spell they were holding. You said this general is 180 feet, roughly?
Roughly. From where Isla is in the bushes.
Okay. Bonus action. They are going to manifest her other worldly wings and shoot 30 feet up in the air. And kind of stay here-ish, but is up where Mr. General can see. And then... Oh my god, I have so many spells. So many spells. And then this lovely friendly feller right over here, way on the side here. Does he look like he's been hurt at all? Can I tell?
From this distance, it's a little hard to tell because there are 2 soldiers and a low fence in the way.
That's fair. All right, well, we're gonna roll the dice on that, and from up in the air is gonna cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. Toll the Dead is a roll or a save?
It's a save. They gotta beat a 22 wisdom, please.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Marin, who's been holding on to the Toll the Dead for a few rounds, looks up and I think you see just a look of, like, pride, almost just like, oh, and is delighted.
Yeah.
Same brain.
Great minds.
At least soften him up for those two. They're gonna have to go smack him.
They fail. Roll your damage.
Have they taken damage?
They have taken a little bit of damage. Not enough to be visible at this distance.
It's totally fine. It's just changes if I'm rolling D8s or D12s. And the answer is D12s. Which means I need another D12. That's a good problem to have. That is a 28 points of necrotic damage on our friend there.
So you all hear the sound of this bell ring out as Aster whacks a soldier over the head, essentially, with necrotic magic. He winces, he covers his ears, he doesn't quite drop his weapon, but he does look visibly now worse for wear. Anything else on your turn?
I think, from up in the air, it's just going to, shout to our guards, our soldiers, "This is our home and we will defend it! Fight!" And just gonna wait to see what Mr. General does.
I always took you for a coward, but never knew it was this bad. You wish to keep me from thwarting your plans, and in the process make yourself useless as well. The people of Glimmerwood might just be soldiers and pawns to you, but every star the Sanctuary has produced has been my friend. I've grown up with them. And you'll die with them just as well.
Thanks for dining with us today, folks. We sincerely hope you enjoyed today's offerings. And if you're hungry for more, well, you'll just have to come back next month, now won't you? Until then, you can follow our cast and crew on social media, all links in the description, and check out everything our heroes are up to in the interim. Until next time, stay safe, travelers.